structure. They're trying to destroy the family structure. And we see in the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that who is behind this? Who is trying to destroy us? Who is trying to destroy the family structure? We think it's a coincidence, everything just happening. It's 2023, that's why it's just happening. But our story did not begin 100 years ago. Our story did not begin in 2019. Our story started before even human beings came to this planet. Our story started in Jannah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam alayhi salatu wasalam where? On this earth? Where did He create him? In Jannah. Adam alayhi salatu wasalam was enjoying the luxury and the comfort of Jannah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created him in Jannah. He was enjoying the fruits and everything of Jannah, the sight of Jannah. Even Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him a wife. But what happened? Even in Jannah he had an enemy. And that enemy is who? Iblis. The father of Jinnat. Iblis. Whom we forget about. We forgot who he is. We forget what his purpose was and is. For this exact reason Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ لِلْإِنسَانِ عَدُوٌّ مُبِينٌ. Verily, shaitan is your clear enemy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used inna to show emphasis. Why? Because we treat shaitan as if he does not exist. We do things, we listen to shaitan, we do it, but we say, yeah, it has nothing to do with shaitan. We see things happening in the world, the most disgusting, immoral things happening in the world, it has nothing to do with shaitan. So what happened in Jannah? What happened? The shaitan came to Adam alayhi salatu wasalam and he said, هَلْ أَدُلُّكَ عَلَى شَجَرَةِ الْخُلْدِ وَمُلْكٍ لَا يَبْلَى. Imagine Adam alayhi salatu wasalam and his wife already in Jannah, they already had everything. But shaitan is so clever. He comes to them and he says, the reason you are being stopped from that tree is because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala actually does not want you to live forever. Actually, He doesn't want you to have this kingship, this kingdom forever. It's going to end. And if you eat from that tree, you will have ala shajaratil khuld, you will have the power to live forever. And if you eat from the tree, وَمُلْكٍ لَا يَبْلَى, you will have the power and authority in Jannah, you will live and you have kingship, kingdom and authority forever. These are the two things shaitan promised Adam alayhi salatu wasalam. And if you look at the world, the people who are godless, what do they want? They want to live forever. They're trying everything in their best to live forever. They're trying everything in their best to have more power, more wealth, more money. And that is called modernism. That is called materialism. They want to live here forever. They're putting all their efforts behind this dunya. This dunya, the word dunya literally means something which is lowly, worthless, adana, something which is lowly, very futile, dunya. So these are the two things that Iblis promised Adam alayhi salatu wasalam. And Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, being a human being, he slipped. That is the nature of a human being. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created him with that nature of forgetting. And what did Adam alayhi salatu wasalam do? Imagine, he's in Jannah. He's in Jannah. And he forgot. He forgot the command Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him. So what happened? فَأَكَلَا مِنْهَا فَبَدَتْ لَهُمَا سَوْآتُهُمَا. Because of one mistake in Jannah, they went and they ate from that tree. What happened? فَبَدَتْ لَهُمَا سَوْآتُهُمَا. The first effect they saw of their mistake was they were clothless. Their clothes came off. They became nude. Immorality, immoral. Because of one sin, one mistake in Jannah, the first effect they seen was what? Their clothes was removed. So imagine us. The more we are indulged in sin, the more we are indulged in sin, the more immoral we become. The more immoral we become. This is why there's a statement, إِذَا فَاتَكَ الْحَيَاء فَافْعَلْ مَا شِئْتَ. When modesty and haya leaves you, فَافْعَلْ مَا شِئْتَ. Do whatever you want. Because you cannot define what is right, what is wrong. You don't see what is right, what is wrong anymore. So because of one mistake, they lost their clothes. And that was the greatest achievement of Iblis. That is the greatest achievement of Iblis. And that is exactly what he wants. He wants people to become more immoral and more immoral. Because the more immoral you become, the less you see the truth. The less you know what is right, what is wrong. And the way to get immorality in you is to destroy the family structure. This is why we know the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ يَضَعُ عَرْشَهُ عَلَى الْمَاءِ. Shaitan has his throne on the water. He has his throne. He actually has his throne. This is not a fairy tale. He has his throne. فَيَبْعَثُ سَرَايَاهُ. And he has groups of people, groups of jinnats. Only from jinnats? No. We think Iblis only has contact with jinns and shayateen. No. وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَا لِكُلِّ نَبِيٍّ عَدُوًّا شَيَاطِينَ الْجِنِّ وَالْإِنسِ. There are shayateen from the jinn and ins. We have a problem understanding how big Iblis is, what his mission is. Yes, he sits down with shayateen from the jinns and ins, and he has a whole council, and he talks to them. And he talks to them, he tells them what their mission is in life. فَأَدْنَاهُمْ بِهِ مَنْزِلَةً أَعْظَمُهُمْ فِتْنَةً. The shayateen from the jinns and the ins who are closest to him are the ones who cause the most fitna and trials and tribulations for the humankind and the jinn kind. فَيَجِيءُ أَحَدُهُمْ. So end of the day, they have their meeting again, they come back. فَيَجِيءُ أَحَدُهُمْ. One of them comes and says, فَعَلْتُ كَذَا وَكَذَا. I did this and that, I misguided this person, I did this. And sometimes we think the shayateen from the jinns only come to whisper in our ears. No. They are not restricted to only whispering. They also come in forms physically in front of us. This is what the Prophet ﷺ says. The way shaitan, he seduces a man is يَتَصَوَّرُ بِهَا الشَّيْطَانِ. The shaitan, a jinn, comes in a form of a woman, physically. So sometimes a person may be walking on the street and he might see a beautiful woman, but that woman is actually not a human being. That is a jinn, shaitan, who has taken the form of a human being to seduce him. Physical. We know the hadith of Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, when he was guarding the treasures of the Muslims, and the shaitan came in a physical human form, in the form of an old man to deceive him. It's physical. So not everything is waswasa. Sometimes they come in a physical form. The second part. And then he says to that person, مَا صَنَعْتَ شَيْئًا. You did not do anything. Everything that you did, you're telling me, and you're bragging about is nothing. فَيَجِيءُ أَحَدُهُمْ. Another one comes. And he says, مَا تَرَكْتُ حَتَّى فَرَّقْتُ بَيْنَ الْمَرْءِ وَزَوْجِهِ. I stayed behind. I was consistent with these people. I did not leave them until I divided and caused a friction between the husband and wife. I caused division between the husband and wife. We have to understand how is division between the husband and wife caused. We understand from another ayah, Surah Al-Baqarah, from the story of Harut and Marut. When they came down, the two angels who came down in the form of a human being. If you look deeper into that story, we see that one of the angels actually took the form of a woman. And that woman was actually a prostitute. And she used to go around and she used to seduce men from that place. So married men, they used to go with that lady. And because of that, that caused fitna between the husband and wife. فَيَتَعَلَّمُونَ مِنْهُمَا مَا يُفَرِّقُونَ بِهِ بَيْنَ الْمَرْءِ وَزَوْجِهِ. They learn from these two how to divide or cause a division between husband and wife. That is the past. But how are husband and wife divided today? There's so many married couples who are indulged in watching pornography. There's so many husband and wife who are cheating on their spouses because they go to the same workplace as their other males. Their wife is going working with another male. He is going working with a female. There's free mixing going on. فَيَتَعَلَّمُونَ مِنْهُمَا مَا يُفَرِّقُونَ بِهِ بَيْنَ الْمَرْءِ وَزَوْجِهِ. So these symptoms that we see today, they're caused on the base level. Base level. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran what? يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا لَا تَقْرَبُوا الزِّنَا. All the ones who have iman, لَا تَقْرَبُوا الزِّنَا. You go to high school, you know there is a beautiful girl in that class, you're intentionally going and sitting next to her. I want to do my classwork with her. I need my homework. I need to study after class. But there's so many other friends you have, now I want to sit with her. Or there is an event, marriage event, and it's free mixing. And you know that girl comes over there, you want to go talk to her. This is how we are built. This is the nature of men and women. They are attracted to each other. They will find every excuse to be with each other, to talk to each other, flirt with each other. So Allah says, لا تقربوا الزنا. If a guy texts you, don't text back. If a girl texts you, don't text back. Even it might be good intentions. That's how it starts off. لا تقربوا الزنا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, لا تقربوا الزنا. And what is zina? Zina is when a man and a woman, they get into an intimate relationship. And what do we have today? We have a man pretending to be a woman, or a man having intimate relationship with another man. Intimate relationship. Not just brotherhood love, no. They want to have intimate relationship, just like a husband and wife. Now the man wants to have intimate relationship with a man. A woman who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created as a woman wants to have intimate relationship with another woman. And this goes against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is indirectly, this is shirk. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says what? يَهَبُ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ إِنَاثًا وَيَهَبُ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ الذُّكُورَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who gives people children. Some are female and some are male. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says there's only two genders. عليك الذكر كالأنثى ليس الذكر كالأنثى. The male is not like a female. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clearly stated this in the Quran. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knew a time will come when there will be confusion. The people will be challenging reality. Can you believe? People will be challenging the reality of life, that there's only male and female. And the reason they're challenging this reality and they try to force it down our throats, because when a child is brainwashed to believe a lie, such a big lie which goes against reality, and when they're able to make you accept such a lie, then that means they can brainwash you to accept any other lie. If you can accept one lie, which is 100% a lie, then you can automatically accept more lies and more lies and more lies. First they will say it's okay for a male and male to have intimate relationship. And then they will say it is okay for a male who's transgender and a female which is a transgender to have relationship. And then in the future Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what will happen, because it's all love, right? It's all about having consent. It could be a male and an animal, male and a dog. It could be a female and a dog. It could be any age, anything. There's no limit. You open one door of immorality, you have to accept all the doors. You have to accept all the doors. It goes against Islam. It goes against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the boundaries that He set. And then what is it leading to? The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam tells us in a hadith, very important hadith, hadith of Jibreel. In that hadith, which is called al-Hadith, the mother of all hadith, because it is a conclusion of our life. The conclusion of our life. In that hadith, the Prophet ﷺ is asked about Qiyamah. What are the signs of Qiyamah? Out of all of the signs, there's so many signs. Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam tells the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam only two signs. Two signs. They are very important signs. Number one, أن ترى الحفاة العراة يتطاولون في الدنيا. You will see poor and destitute people, they're competing in building tall buildings. And we see that today. That is the aspect of the materialistic world. When you see this in the world, you know Qiyamah is close. You know the major signs of Qiyamah are close. And number two, so that is the aspect of the political aspect of the world, and the geographical and economic aspect of the world. Number two, أن تلد الأمة ربتها. The second aspect, when you see this, you know Qiyamah is close. أن تلد الأمة ربتها. A slave girl will give birth to her mistress. And the ulama, they say it means children will not have respect for their parents. Meaning a slave girl will give birth to her master. What does that mean? Meaning women will have children, they will have boys and girls, but these boys and girls will treat their mother as a slave. They will have no respect. When you see that, then you know Qiyamah is close. And look at the world today. Look at the relationship between the parents and their children. And think about this. When a child, 5-6-year-old child, is made to believe, a 6-year-old boy is made to believe that he's a girl. And a 6-year-old girl is made to believe he's a boy. And they're able to go and complain and say, I want to change my gender. I want to be called they and them. And they're able to do that. And guess who cannot stop them? Their parents. Their parents cannot stop that from not happening. This goes directly against the authority of the parents. When such type of behavior is accepted, how can that parent have any authority over their children? How can that parent expect respect from that child? When that child says, I'm a boy, you gave birth to me as a girl, but I want to be a boy. You gave birth to me as a boy, but I want to be a girl. If that is broken, if that lie is accepted, how can you accept that child to respect that parent when he believes his father and his mother is the abuser? You see what is happening? The whole concept is to break the family structure. Because when the family structure is broken, there is no morality left. There is no boundaries left. There is no restrictions left. When there is no boundaries left, there is no restrictions left, no authority left, then you can do whatever you feel like. You go on your feelings. And that goes exactly against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It goes against Islam. It goes against submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It goes against the family structure. Inshallah, Mufti Ridwan, he has other points to cover. But I just wanted to cover the real agenda behind this. And the one who is actually behind it. It is not a coincidence why it's happening. This is the plan of Iblis. This is the plan of Dajjal. To make people godless. To make society godless. To make the world immoral. Like the Prophet ﷺ says, إِذَا ظَهَرَ الزِّنَا, when zina becomes dominant and spreads, فَاسْتَحَلُّوا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ عَذَابَ اللَّهِ. Then those people, they made the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala halal on themselves. They make the punishment of Allah halal on themselves. What type of punishment I'm talking about? We're talking about drought, famine. We're talking about all of these different problems that we see that are happening in the world. It happened because of sins, because of immorality. This is the time for us to take shelter. If we're living in a place where we are being attacked, we need to take shelter. And the biggest prescription on shelter that we have is Surah Al-Kahf. Surah Al-Kahf. Not just read it on Friday and that's it for barakah. No. To read it means to understand and apply the lessons in your life. من قرأ سورة الكهف عصم من فتنة الدجال. the person who recites Surah Al-Kahf, he'll be protected from the fitna of Dajjal. What is the fitna of Dajjal? It is materialism. It is godlessness. It makes science God. It makes technology God. It makes yourself God. It makes your desire God. And how did the people of Ashab al-Kahf, they protect themselves when their iman was attacked, when their morality was attacked? We know what they did. So based on our situation, we have to act the same. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the first part, which is in regards to iman, how to protect our iman, He gives us 3 prescriptions in Surah Al-Kahf. See 3 prescriptions. Number 1, وَاتْلُ مَا أُوحِيَ إِلَيْكَ مِنْ كِتَابِ رَبِّكَ. Number 1, our guide to our understanding of everything in life is Quran. The Quran says, لَيْسَ الذَّكَرُ كَالْأُنْثَى. The Quran gives us what's right, what's wrong. So number 1, we have to recite the Quran. Go back to the Quran. It doesn't matter how much civilization advances, the Quran is our guide. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ وَاتْلُ مَا أُوحِيَ إِلَيْكَ مِنْ كِتَابِ رَبِّكَ. Number 2, how to protect your iman. وَاصْبِرْ نَفْسَكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُمْ. Be with those people, those like-minded people who think the same, who know this is all immoral. Be with them. Homeschool your kids. Send them to an Islamic school where all the parents and the teachers have the same mind. Go to the masjid where all the Muslims think the same. Be with those people. وَاصْبِرْ نَفْسَكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُمْ بِالْغَدَاةِ وَالْعَشِيِّ يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَهُ. Number 1, our guide is the Quran. Number 2, be with those people who are like-minded, who are protecting their kids, who care about Islam, who care about morality. And number 3, وَقُلِ الْحَقُّ مِنْ رَبِّكُمْ. Number 3 is not easy. وَقُلِ الْحَقُّ مِنْ رَبِّكُمْ. Speak the truth. Today, unfortunately, just to fit in, just to live peacefully, we say we will tolerate and accept. As a Muslim, how is that acceptable? How is it acceptable though that your children are forced to read books they should not be reading? They're forced to see things they should not be seeing. As 5 and 6-year-old kid. If you want to do it in your own bedroom, even though we will advise against it, but we'll have no power over it. But do not bring your immorality to our kids into the school curriculum. Do not bring your immorality to every channel on the TV. Do not bring your immorality to every ad on YouTube. So we have to stand up. We have to make changes. We have to speak the truth. We have to say enough is enough. We cannot let our children become immoral and be confused. This is why it's also very important to get into local politics, and that we see that effect of that in Hamtramck, Michigan. MashaAllah, 40% of that town is actually Muslims. 40%. And because of their involvement in politics, they were able to choose 5 of their council members to be Muslims. 5 of their council members are Muslims. Their mayor is Muslim, 5 of the council members are Muslim. And because of that, mashallah, they have a voice and a platform. They're able to fight against these things. They're able to move it from their curriculum. They're able to move the flags from their neighborhood. Why do they need it? So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to make Islam our way of life, to make the Quran our guide, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam role model. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to fight and go against all the challenges that we're facing. So inshallah now I invite Mufti Ridwan to continue on and give other points and angles to this topic inshallah.